of people staying together, and whereby people dispute and negotiate and it is not possible for them to resolve it on their own, the mediator comes in. And when he comes in, he facilitates and ensures that the intention of those negotiating is met. And in facilitating a project, you know what and what that are involved. He ensures that venues and all what's not that could make the negotiation good is put in place. Equally, the mediator is regarded as a trainer, because when you see people disputing and negotiating, if you have what we call caucus meeting with the parties, you will be able to know which areas you will tell each party to anchor on and where his interest lies. And so it is the mediator who trains the negotiators to bring up a preferable outcome. Also, the mediator is regarded as a problem explorer. By problem exploration, we mean that the mediator inquires actually to know the interest of the people in that negotiation. You know, there is a difference between the interest and the position. If the mediator is able to know their interests, he will be able to solve their problem with ease. I have a friend who always gives me an example of people struggling to have an orange. One of them has the interest of licking the water in the orange. The other one is only interested in the peels with which he will use to feed his snails. And it is the mediator who finds out where the interest lies. And once the interests are found out, you will discover that negotiation becomes a lot much more easier and outcome will be beneficial to both. A mediator equally is regarded to be a scapegoat at times. At times the mediator is the scapegoat because it is a sacrificial function. As a matter of fact, once you have been selected as a mediator, your ultimate aim is to ensure that the parties in the negotiation come out happier, even when it means that you, who is doing it, does not satisfy yourself very well. Because it is clear that there will be called sons of God for those who make peace. And once you assume that position of a mediator, then you know that somehow, somehow you are not going there to satisfy your own conscience, but to go and satisfy the interests of the people you are called upon to mediate for. Also, the mediator is a leader. He leads in the negotiation. And so, with all this, you can agree with me that there are lots and lots of things a mediator does when negotiation fails between two parties. Thank you.
All right, that's been a very long one, but I allowed you to move in a little, at least to confirm what he has been telling us here, because parts of especially that your orange and
orange peel and water.
The orange peel and water. Yeah. I know he also used an example some time ago with the coconut and the water also. So, you know, and life is somehow, you know, most times you have your own issue you think is the biggest. Somebody is having another one exact, a pure copy of what you have somewhere. And that's why I like lawyers. They know all these cases, how it happened before. They will use that one to treat your own today. Okay, but today I'm blessed. I have two. I have the coconut water. Yes. I have the orange water and the peels. Okay. I will be coming to Barrister Ben to open up another track, and that's the hallmark of mediation. And as I am doing that, maybe a short while again, I want to tell you don't have so much time to get into that. So get the abridged version of the hallmarks and give to me, because this business definitely will get interactive in a short while. Immediately I come back from you, and some of the questions that may be following, or some clarifications that may be following, I will now open up the lines for us to actually, I know that some people may want to know more about what is happening at Umudike. They may want to know more about mediation as far as we have gone. And that's why the full lines will have to open. But until then, please, Barrister Ben, beam a light on the hallmarks of mediation.
Thank you once more. The hallmark of mediation are simply confidentiality. Now, one beautiful thing with mediation is that it has to do with confidentiality. The mediator is a custodian of the secrets of the disputants. So there must be confidentiality, unlike litigation, where litigation is open to even principal parties and then non-principal parties, the public. But in mediation, we guide jealously confidentiality. Parties must confide in the mediator, and then the mediator must also confide in the parties. A mediator cannot even reveal what either of the parties briefed him without the consent of either of the parties. So confidentiality is there. Neutrality. Another hallmark of mediation is neutrality. Like Barrister Williams said, the third party, the mediator, must be an uninterested person. Now, the mediator must not create or give room for likelihood of bias. So he must be neutral. He must, and how does he establish this neutrality? Because sometimes a mediator may be neutral, and then the parties involved may misconstrue the mediator as being biased. So the best thing, the way to establish this neutrality is by, once you go into the mediation proceeding, mediation process, make an open statement. That open statement has to do with your introduction. It has to do with profiling your credentials and your role, and then establishing your impartiality, and then the roles of the parties. Now, how do you do it? This, I am Barrister Ben Odo. You may not use Barrister. I'm just Ben Odo. Parties, you can call me Ben. I assure you that in this process, I will do everything possible to make sure that I carry everybody along. I'm not going to be biased. I am going to be neutral. What are you doing? You're establishing your impartiality. So you must be neutral. Now, you can also ask the parties, if any of you have reasons why I should not be your mediator, please so say. If they now say, no, go ahead. What have they done? They have given you the mandate, haven't accepted your impartiality, your neutrality, to go on with the proceeding. So neutrality is the cardinal, in fact, is the cardinal hallmark of every mediation. Then we have voluntariness. Now, like for example, when I talked about confidentiality, if you read Rule 15 of the Abuja Multi-Door Courthouse Rules of Mediation and Arbitration, the Practice Direction 2003, it provides that the cardinal hallmark of mediation is confidentiality, that the mediator, the parties, and parties must also confide in the mediator. Thirdly, voluntariness. Now, mediation is not by coercion. Parties must do what? Volunteer into the process. Parties cannot be subpoenaed to do commercial mediation. It must be a voluntary process. Why? If they come on their own, that will give them the opportunity to have control of the process and have control of the outcome. Then we have empowerment. Now, the duty of the mediator is to do what? To create empowerment and recognition for the parties there. The empowerment in the sense that let them have control of the outcome, empower them to know that at the end thereof, they are in charge. So these are the hallmarks of mediation.
All right, thank you. Sincerely apologize for the fact that we will not be staying with you until 10 o'clock. I know so many people are itching now to make contacts, to make calls, and reach out to all these people. But I assure you, if you have any issues that you really need to be addressed, please contact us through the lines we gave to you, through the route we all gave to you, so that we'll have to attend to them. But do not worry. Next week, Saturday, we're having another wonderful edition of Settle with Laughter, still on this frequency, Salt Television. Today, I discussed with very wonderful people, all the people that came from Umudike to stay with us to tell you how it is out there. I told you I discussed with the coordinator, ADR Center, Michael Okpara, University of Agriculture, Umudike, Barrister Mrs. Betha Otunta. Madam, thank you for coming here.
You're welcome.
All right. I also discussed with the legal officer of the university, talking about Michael Okpara University and a teammate of the ADR Center there, Barrister William Fugo. Barrister, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Ada viewers.
And the deputy coordinator, ADR Center, Michael Okpara University, Barrister Ima Isiaba. Please, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And the last but not the least, our dear brother and friend and regular guest in this program on Soul Television, the PA Technical to the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Barrister Odo Ben Uruchi. Please, again, thank you.
Thank you for thanking me.
Please remember to say thank you to the Deputy Governor for always allowing you. Madam, remember to say thank you to the Vice Chancellor for allowing you to come back here. And remember to tell the Michael Okpara University that we appreciate them for coming to tell the world that what we're talking about is existing somewhere already.
Yes.
Please, will bless all of you. My name is Chika Igwe. Bye for now.